Hi friends, welcome to this class. In this video, we are going to discuss the structure elucidation of alizarin, right? So what we were discussing till now, we are discussing about synthetic dyes. So this alizarin is also a dye, right? So this thing I have explained in the first video. It is a mordant dye, right? So we shall study how we elucidate its structure, right? So the scientist did, I have the things, I will explain it, right? So first, what the scientist did is form elemental analysis and molecular weight determination. They gave that this alizarin has molecular formula, see here, it is C14H6O4, right? So the scientists did this elemental analysis and molecular determination, and they got the molecular formula of this alizarin as C14H6O4, right? First they did this one, right? Further, what they did, how they got the structure of this alizarin, that I am explaining, right? Second step, what they did, they took this alizarin, right? The same alizarin they took, to this they added zinc dust and did the distillation. I hope you know distillation, right? So when they did the alizarin zinc dust distillation, they got this anthracene. So anthracene structure you should know. This is the structure of anthracene, right? Some people will draw directly like this, so they will tell this is anthracene, but in truly sense we should not do like this. So anthracene means it should be like this here, like this, like this, like this. Alternative double bond, and it is aromatic. If you count, it has got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 pi electrons, because of which it will be aromatic as it satisfies Huckel's rule, right? So this they got anthracene, right? So what I was going to tell you is, see here. So alizarin, when they did zinc distillation, they got anthracene. What does this reaction tells? This reaction tells that this alizarin has got anthracene skeleton, carbon skeleton. So first thing they got is this molecular formula they got. Further they assumed that this alizarin has got this skeleton, anthracene carbon skeleton. So the second point, this thing first you remember this, second you remember this alizarin has got this skeleton, carbon skeleton, right? So this is the carbon skeleton, right? From this reaction only they concluded that it has got this carbon skeleton, that is anthracene, right? And also I told we should not do like a circle, because here benzene ring we show like this, because of resonance the pi bond, this pi bond becomes here like this we show. So in canonical structure we directly show like this. So we assume that if it is shown like this, it has got 6 pi electron. See here, count 2, 4, 6, here also 2, 4, 6. So 6 pi electron. If some people directly does like this, see here, like this, so we assume that it is 6, 6 and 6, total 18 pi electron, but it has got 14 pi electron as I counted, right? So we should not do like this, right? We should write this structure only, this skeleton, right? So this is the basic which we don't need now, right? So this you should understand, so just forget it, right? Let us come to this. So from elemental answer, molecular formula determination, we got the formula of alizarin, that is like this, right? C14H6O4. Then what we did, alizarin, to this we added zinc dust and we did distillation and we got this anthracene. So scientists what they taught, so this alizarin has got this carbon skeleton, anthracene carbon skeleton. So see here, if you count the number of carbon, see how many number of carbons are there. See from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. See here, C14. So they concluded that it has got this anthracene carbon skeleton, right? But O4 they require O4. Here no oxygens are there, right? Let us come to this third reaction. What they did. So they took this alizarin. Now onwards alizarin I will write at A. Alizarin. To this what they did, they added this acetic anhydride, AC2O. I hope you know AC means acetic, this CH3CO acetyl group is called as AC. CH3CO. Acetic anhydride means CH3COO, CO, CH3, acetic anhydride, right? AC2O we write. So when they did for alizarin, when they added this acetic anhydride, they got diacetate, not diacetate. Let me tell you clearly. Yeah, diacetate they got, right? So they got this diacetate. So what does it means, right? So here it means, see, this alizarin has got two OH groups. So two OH group means diacetate. It will form this alizarin is there, right? So O, CO, CH3. Here also O, CO, CH3. So this is diacetate, right? Ester it will form, right? So this reaction, you know, this the healthy lone pairs, it will attack. So it again comes and it goes like acetic acid. So here it is forms ACOH. ACOH we can write, or it is also equal to CH3COOH, right? Because AC stands for CH3CO, right? And OH is their OH, right? Acetic acid, right? So this reaction, you know, so we never concentrate much on reaction. Our aim is to get the structure of alizarin, so structure elucidation, right? So what we can conclude with this reaction? So with this reaction, what we got? See here, I treated this alizarin with acetic anhydride, I got diacetate. It means the alizarin has got two OH group. Totally I have 4 oxygen. See here, from molecular formula I have 4 oxygen. I have 4 oxygen, but 2 of oxygen are like OH. OH. So total 2 are like OH, and other 2 oxygen left. I did not account for these 2 oxygen, right? This thing you remember. So these 2 OH, when I did acetylation, it got me this diacetate, right? So let me rub all the things and I will tell what you have to remember to get the structure. I hope you got this. Till this you got it, right? So what all the things we got? From first we got this one, molecular formula. Then from other reaction with the zinc distillation we did, we got this anthracene skeleton, right? So this alizarin has got anthracene skeleton. From acetic anhydride, when I reacted, I got 2 molecule of OH, right? The alizarin has 2 molecule of OH. Because of this OH only, this will react with anhydride, right? This CH3 acetic anhydride, OCO CH3, right? Only alcohols, like not alcohols, I can write that ROH will be there, then it will react like this to get diacetate. So what we got? So first we got formula, skeleton we got, and next we got is this one. So this alizarin has got 2 OH group, right? So I didn't account for other 2 oxygen, right? That I will account now. So next reaction we shall go. So these were the 3 conclusion we came up. So fourth reaction, what they did, they got this alizarin, right? To this alizarin, they added strong oxidizing agent like KMNO4 or K2Cr2O7, strong oxidizing agent, and vigorous reaction they did, means at heating condition, at elevated temperature, vigorous reaction they did, they got this phthalic acid. They got this phthalic acid. I hope you know the structure of this phthalic acid. So they got this phthalic acid, right? So this conclusion you should remember to give the structure. So first anthracene ring is there, 2 OH groups are there, and they got this phthalic acid. So from this reaction what we can tell? See, these 2 OH groups are in one ring only. There are totally 3 rings like this, but these 2 OH are in one ring only. It may be like this, or it can be here or here, anywhere, but this reaction, it gave only phthalic acid. Phthalic acid means, see here, if 3 rings are there here, if we vigorous condition, oxidation if you do, it will break like this. So we will get phthalic acid. We didn't get any hydroxyphthalic acid. For example, like this COOH, see here, OH here. It is nothing but hydroxyphthalic acid. If we had got this hydroxyphthalic acid, then we can conclude that this hydroxyphthalic acid means one OH is there in this ring, right? In this ring, but it is not there. So we got only phthalic acid. So we concluded that both OH are in one ring only, right? What I am telling you, please note it, and first understand, then note it, right? So what we got, these two OH are there, both OH are in one ring, and also the scientist concluded that total 3 rings in which these two will form 2 rings, and one more ring is there which contains OH group, right? Why these two will form 2 rings, I'll give you that. So I hope I concluded that, right? So this is phthalic acid they got when they did this vigorous oxidation, right? So see here, if I just heat it, so phthalic acid when I heat, it will form phthalic anhydride. So it will be like COO, CO. So what is this? This is phthalic anhydride, right? Just you write by yourself, right? So there is loss of water molecule. See here, these two will form 2 rings. So it has got one more ring, because from this conclusion we have got it has got 3 rings. So one more ring is there. To that 2 OH groups are there, right? And also this reaction, this is very important. Alizarin, when we do strong vigorous oxidation, it gave this, right? So it will account for these other 2 oxygen. Here I accounted for 2 oxygen are like 2 OH, and other 2 oxygens are there, right? This reaction will account, right? So two of oxygen are like OH, and other 2 will be like this thing, C double bond O, C double bond O, right? So these are the few conclusions, right? So what they did, the scientists next what they did, see here, what they did is they took this phthalic anhydride. From phthalic acid, when we heat it, we will get this phthalic anhydride, right? So let me write here only. So this is my COO, CO. So this is my phthalic anhydride. To this I will add catechol. Catechol means phenol will be there. Adjacent 2 OH groups are there, means it is catechol. Right? If one OH was here, one OH was here, this is called resacinol. Right? These things you know. Right? So I took only catechol. Right? So I took this catechol. So what they did, they took this phthalic anhydride and catechol. They took, added concentrated H2SO4, and they did reaction around 180 degrees Celsius, right? So when they did a reaction, they got this structure. See here, if you do this reaction, we will get this structure. So 3 rings are there. Here one will be benzene, other will be like this C double bond O, and this OH. So OH, and it is also having benzene ring here like this, right? So they got this structure. And the scientist told that this is the structure of this alizarin. With this reaction they got this. But there are few more scientists. How can you tell that this they satisfied with this 2 OH groups are present on one ring only? They are satisfied. But how you can tell whether they will get only OH group here, 1 2 position? The OH group can be 2 3 also, right? Because see here, this alizarin structure can also have like this double bond O, like this OH. It can have this structure also. Then how will you tell that alizarin has got only this structure? They asked few of the scientists, right? So then what they did is, see here. So simply what they did. So some of them agreed that this is the structure of alizarin, but other scientists told that it is not. It can also have this structure, right? So next thing what they did is, the scientists took both the product like this. So to this they did, see here, first from that reaction they got alizarin, they told, right? To this alizarin they did nitration, simple nitration, right? So they got these products here. Let me write. So above things, let me rub here so that I can write neatly. So they got these products. From previous reaction, they got this alizarin, right? The reaction which I have written above this here. Phthalic anhydride reacted with this catechol, they got this alizarin. That to that product, they added this nitration. Nitration, I hope you know. Concentrated H2SO4 and concentrated HNO3 we add, right? So here we get this NO2 plus as a electrophile. Right, so they did this electrophilic reaction, and they got this product. See here, double bond O, double bond O. Here OH is there, one more OH. So one nitration happened at this position, NO2. One product they got this one, and other product they got this one. Right, this product they got. OH here, OH here, NO2 came here. Right, so benzene ring, double bond O, double bond O. This product. Right, so phthalic acid, catechol, they got this product. To this they did nitration and they got two product. Right, this can be analyzed from melting point. Its melting point will be different and its melting point will be different. If they had spectroscopic technique, then they can easily, because this proton will be highly de-shielded, because steric hindrance it will be highly de-shielded, whereas this proton will be, compared to that, it will be shielded. Right, so we can distinguish between two product. So we can conclude that for if we do nitration for this compound, we get two product. And also they assume that for this compound if we do nitration, then what happens? Right, let me write down here. I hope it is visible to you, but I will write little above only. Right, so they got this product here. Let me write directly benzene here, OH is here, OH is here. So one nitration can happen above, or one more here it can have nitration NO2 below. Other things as it is. Double bond O, here OH and here OH. Right, but the thing is, see here, if I have this plane of symmetry, right, to this if I rotate it by 180 degree, right, so I have this compound, right, this compound I will rotate it by 180 degree, right. So this compound is like this. If I rotate it by 180 degree, see this NO2 will come out down, other things will be as it is. So see here, this benzene ring if I do ulta, it will be same as this, because C double bond O, this C double bond O comes here, this C double bond O goes here, right. This OH also will come here only, just this NO2 which was above, this NO2 comes below. So from this it is true that both are equal only, right. So what they concluded that the alizarin which they got in the reaction, to this if they did nitration, they got two product, and that can be distinguished from melting point. Also I have told. Second point is spectroscopical analysis, HNMR, that I also told, right. So because of which they concluded that two products they are getting when we do nitration for this product alizarin, whereas if this oxygen are 2-3 position, then to this if I do nitration, then they are getting only one product, but actually theoretically which they did experiment, there they got two products, right. So they concluded that this is the structure of alizarin, right. So this is the structure of alizarin. I hope I made it clear, right. So experimentally they are getting two product, they will get only two product when this is the structure of alizarin, because here one product they will get, here one product they will get. If these two OH groups are here 2-3 position, here OH are 1-2 position, if they are 2-3 position, if I do nitration, the both product will be same only, one product they will get, but in experiment they got two product, because of which they concluded that alizarin has got this structure, right. I hope it is clear to you, right. So what all the things I have explained, let me tell with this structure of alizarin. So I hope this you know, now you remember the structure of alizarin, right. So from structural elucidation they got the structure of alizarin to be like this. So it has got 3 rings, right. Here benzene ring, double bond O, here OH and here OH. So this is the structure of alizarin. If you count the carbon, initially I have given C14 H6O4, right. So this is the structure. You just count the carbons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It is also having C14. Oxygen count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 oxygen it has. If you count hydrogen, you will get 2 hydrogen more here. I will tell you the reasons here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You will get H8. But I have written H6. How come, sir? You may ask, right? The reason is this HR during reaction it can live. So it can be like this also. Phenoxide anion we call, right? Phenoxide ion. So it can be like this. If you remove that two hydrogen, it becomes C14H6O4, right? So first structure they got this one. So the second they concluded that it has got anthracene structure, right? So see here, you can observe that it has got this anthracene structure also, right? Second bond. Third point, see here, I told two OH groups are on same ring only. That thing I can tell you later. So here two OH group. If I do acetylation, AC2O, so what happens? I'll get other rings. You write yourselves. I am going to write only this final ring. Here OEC comes. Here also OEC comes. So diacetylation reaction. Third one, what they did? Vigorous oxidation they did. Vigorous oxidation at higher temperature. So what happens here? This bond will be broken. This bond, this bond, this bond. So if we break that bond, we will get this phthalic acid, right? So we will get this phthalic acid plus other thing we never bother. So we got this phthalic acid. So from that it is clear that it has got this skeleton, and also we can conclude that in another ring two OH groups are there, right? So we can conclude there is one more ring which contains two OH group in the same ring, right? And also we can conclude that two oxygen we accounted here because diacetylation, so two oxygen are like OH, so two oxygen are like OH, and other two oxygens are like CO. So I concluded for all four oxygen, so two oxygen are like CO, right? So in this way we did the structure elucidation and we synthesized this phthalic acid, right? So how I synthesize phthalic acid? Finally in structure elucidation what they will do is they should get the structure of this phthalic acid only. So lastly what they do is they synthesize that phthalic acid, right? So I have got 5 more minutes. Let me give the last reaction. So final they synthesized. How they synthesized is they took this compound. See here, let me write here, double bond O, benzene ring, here Br and here Br. So it is 1,2 position. So it is 1,2 dibromo anthraquinone. They took this compound to this strong NaOH they added. So OH minus will be there, right? So here this Br minus will go as NaBr, two molecules of NaBr, and they synthesized this alizarin. And the structure of alizarin I have told, right? Right, here also benzene ring, double bond O. Instead of boron 1,2 position bromine, they got this OH pole, right? So this they call it as alizarin. In this way they synthesized it, right? So here see, Br will go as Br minus and OH will attack here. This kind of reaction is called nucleophilic ipso substitution reaction. Ipso substitution reaction, right? These things you should know. Why it is called ipso? Because this position only OH group is attacking. If I ask you, I have this chlorobenzene, I will add simple OH minus. When the reaction happens, you should tell it will not happen, sir. Why it will not happen? See here, chlorine will be having lone pairs, because of which it can resonate like this. Because of this resonance, here the chlorine and carbon will be having partially double bond. Because of which to break this bond, this chlorine carbon bond, it becomes very difficult. So we need to go for 300 Kelvin, more than that reaction. Like 150 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius, some pressures are applied to do this ipso reaction. But in case of bromine, little higher temperature we can do. The reason is here, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine. Chlorine comes below to chlorine, bromine comes. So see, carbon is having second period, so 2s 2p is there, whereas chlorine is having third period, 3s 3p and 3d. For bromine it is 4s and 4p. So if carbon size is this much, bromine size is this much, so overlapping of the orbitals will be not good. So because of which, if I have bromine here, the overlapping of this lone pairs with the pi bond will not be effective, because of which it doesn't have good double bond here, so single bond will be there. So when I use this OH minus, this bond can be easily broken, right? I hope you understood. Because of the size, chlorine orbitals are like this, means the bromine orbitals are like this, so overlapping will not be effective. So weak overlapping, because of which we can do this nucleophilic ipso substitution for bromine very easily compared to this chlorine. For chlorine also same thing, it is second period, this is third period. Here also overlapping will be not that good, but it can overlap, so it will have little partial double bond. If its bond order is 1, it will be having bond order 1.5 because of this resonance 1.5, whereas for bromine it will be near to 1 only, because of which this bond can be easily broken. So this is the end of this alizarin. I hope you understood it. You enjoyed the video how we structure elucidate this alizarin. This structure elucidation you will study in natural products, right? So many structure elucidation you will do there, right? If you have studied that, then it will be very easy for you too. I hope you enjoyed the class. In next class, let us see synthesis of this alizarin and chemical properties. Till then, have a great day.